You can do it. The time is now. Let's get to it. Just believe. Just believe. Just believe.
In an ever-changing world, Life Changes Network presents the authentically entertaining voice of truth and inspiration. This is Life Changes with Filippo, with the always unforgettable, ever insightful conversations that captivate our fascination and insatiability for the inspiring moments of real-life journeys, as we, as one, strive for higher planes of existence and a better understanding of our true selves and the world in which we live. Always remembering, life changes. This is radio like you've never felt before. Good for all and all for good. And now your host, the MC, the master of change, Filippo Voltaggio.
Change the world. Change the world. You can do it. You can do it. Time is now. Time is now.
Time is now to have a special Valentine's Day show. Why is it special? Well, first of all, because it's Life Changes with Filippo. Also because our guest, Renee Piane, is on our show today. And we're videotaping this so that everybody can get all the juiciness. You just got to see Renee, and you got to see her in action. And, I don't know, Mark. I was about to say, two Italians to get... Well, actually, you're Italian, too.
Two and a half Italians.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be pretty hot. So, speaking of hot, listen to this. Renee Piane is a love designer. We're going to have to find out exactly what a love designer is. She is a master at connecting people and a pioneer in the dating industry. She's been an internationally known love and relationship expert for the last 2 decades. She's not that old. How did that happen? And works with her clients all over the world. I know she came knowing this knowledge when she was just a kid. As the pioneer and president of Rapid Dating and Networking, she has facilitated thousands of love matches and business connections with her love seminars and social events, and works with people internationally. They're a lot of fun, actually. I've been to them. Yeah. She is a popular radio and television talk show host, a guest expert and love advice columnist, and a widely acclaimed and sought-after inspirational speaker, author, and actually author of Love Mechanics and another book that I don't know if we can mention it yet, so I won't. And her work has been featured in over 75 TV and radio shows, including CNN, NBC, ABC, The Today Show, MTV, CMT, Lifetime, KROQ, KISS, The Los Angeles Times, The New York Times, Cosmo, and Health, Men's Health. And Renee was listed in the Wall Street Journal as one of the 8 resources for singles in America. As a matter of fact, she just won, or was nominated, top 5 dating and love coaches in the world. And now she's on Life Changes with Filippo. We're so happy to have her, and we will speak with her. Let me just, when we come back, here on Life Changes with Filippo.
True performance takes more than just working out. Every day we demand more from our body. But what does your body demand? Hunger is not your body's call for empty calories. It's your body asking for nutrients it's lacking. It's time to reward your body with Boku Superfood, made from the world's finest organic ingredients, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and essential trace nutrients, all developed naturally and organically from nature's most nutrient-dense foods. Boku Superfood is quite possibly the best thing you can feed your body. So listen to your body. Reward it with pure, raw, beautiful food. Boku Superfood.
Clean water is not enough. Reverse osmosis, distilled water, and most bottled waters are devoid of naturally occurring minerals. They are acidic, unstructured, and hard to absorb and rob minerals from the body. IonWay's ionizers produce a super abundant supply of powerful antioxidants in each glass. Ionized water has a reduced molecular cluster size and a negative charge, hydrating you up to 6 times better. Water from an IonWay's ionizer will help you restore your body to its natural pH balance, boosting your vitality. And ionized water more effectively flushes acidic toxins from within your body. Drink the healthiest water available today. Ionways Water Systems, their water changes everything. To learn more about Ionways Water Systems and how you can own one today, visit our website at lifechangeswithfilippo.com and click on our sponsor page. You are listening to Life Changes with Filippo on the BBS Radio Network with your host, Filippo Voltaggio. You can visit us online via Twitter and Facebook and at lifechangeswithfilippo.com. That's Filippo, Filippo.
It sure is. And today's guest is Renee Piane. And Renee and I, actually, you as well, we've known each other for several years. And she's never been on the show. And then I read about her bio, like she's been on all these shows. Like she's been holding out on us. But she's been busy writing her new book, which I don't know if we're going to get to talk about or not. But I'm looking forward to whatever the conversation ends up being. Because she's got all these really interesting facts. And one that I got from her a couple weeks ago, I think it was, and this is perfect because I was complaining or having an issue with Thanksgiving and Christmas and people doing crazy. Well, we talked about it, I think, on our New Year's Eve show, how people were killing themselves and doing crazy things over the holidays. Well, Renee says that more people break up between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day than in any other time of the year. And I said, Renee, why is that? Is it how do I say that word? Is it the silly expectations we put on ourselves and these holidays? And, especially Valentine's, come to think of it, people say, well, he should have done, it's mainly he should have done. He should have done this, or he could have done it this way, and people break up over expectations. And just the other day, one of my clients, and this wasn't my idea, this was his idea. I did not give him this idea, but he and his girlfriend had a 1-year anniversary of being together. And he told me how they celebrated. And he said that he wanted to give her something special that would last and not be something that was material or that she would eventually just throw away or what have you. Now, at this time, especially like Valentine's and 1-year anniversary, I think women are thinking diamonds or something like that. He gave her, and he described this to her, and I was like, wow, a journal. He bought a beautiful journal, and he started writing in the journal all the moments that they had throughout the year that he remembered and that were special to him and why they were special. And then he left space for her to write in what she felt about those moments. And on their anniversary, they filled it in together. And then she wrote ones that she remembered that he had forgotten. And here's a guy who wrote this and gave this to her as the only gift. And here's a woman who loved it. And I thought, wow, what if more of us were like that?
That's amazing. Yeah. You know my feelings about holidays, right? I think we got it backwards. We live most of the year and then break out and have a special day. And I think that aspect of doing something special falls in that category, right?
Yeah.
You have a special gift like that is wonderful. But the whole holiday aspect of it has been so commercialized that you lose that ability to connect.
Exactly. And then not only commercialize it, but now we have these expectations. And if it's not this, then we did it wrong. And so it was interesting when we started talking about this show, Renee said, you know what I did on Valentine's? And she had all these great ideas, which I hope come out during the show because
she's definitely got all the right ideas about love. So.
Yeah. So, well, without further ado, why don't we bring on the Love Designer? She's been on so many shows. She's done so many things. And she's made so many people happy by literally connecting thousands. And so, I'm happy for them. And I'm happy for us because we get to, we know you. And we get to play with you outside of, and now we get to play here on air and on camera. So we welcome to the show, Renee Piane.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here. This is it's my passion to teach love and to work with people that are either in love or sad about love, and everything that you just spoke about is really true to my heart. So hopefully I will be able to give lots of love tips today, depending on what you want. You were talking about gifts. I mean, Valentine's Day and that whole stuff.
Yeah, gifts are big on Valentine's Day.
I'm really more for heart gifts, gifts from the heart. And people are going through challenging times right now. And people call me all the time, what can I give? There's people in all different situations. So I want to bring this up first. There's people that are single. And there's the people that are dating but not in the Valentine's zone, which we spoke about the other day.
Yeah.
And then there's married people who are kind of like, oh, Valentine's Day.
But I have to explain it, though, because it's funny to me. Okay, so the people that are dating but are not in the Valentine's zone is that they're dating, but if you ask them out on Valentine's, then it's a little bit more serious than you want it to be. So that's what she's talking about.
Well, when you spoke to Mark earlier about the holidays and everything, so people have expectations over Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Valentine's Day throughout that whole period.
Not Halloween. That's not.
Halloween is kind of, that's like one of the wildest nights.
You didn't give me the right candy.
But I don't know, like say, for example, you start to date someone, male or female, around Thanksgiving. And then you're really connecting. And then suddenly you're going to your mom's for dinner. Do you bring that person, right? And that's when the first doubts start creeping into a person you might be dating. And then it carries into the holiday.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Valentine's Day is next. So there's this span of time in the holidays and people get so depressed. And that's why I always say to people, don't count on it, And if you are dating somebody, people will say they can tell the level of love by the gift that they get, which I think is totally bogus. And that's not really what it's about.
We're filming this so that the lights are on, and I don't know if I'm hot because of the lights or just you describing that whole scenario. My blood started to boil. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm sweating. Because you, especially as a guy, you think, I know I'm going to do something wrong. Yeah. Right? And it's not about that.
No,
it
but
totally ruins it.
It's the media. You see the love shows, and you see the diamonds, and you see all these gifts and everything, and it isn't about that. It could even be as simple. I should have brought all my little gifts down that I give people. I'm really into gift giving, but it's sacred gifts that don't cost a lot of money, like you were talking about. It could be music that, like you were talking about that couple. When I was broke in my former days and I was with someone, I would create compilations of music that meant something to us. And actually, when I got married, that's what I did. I gave everyone in our family a compilation of all of our love music, and it means a lot to me to give it to them. And for when you're dating, it's different, though. So women will say, well, he didn't ask me out for Valentine's Day. I said, well, he's not in the Valentine's Day zone. So instead of getting mad at him, send him a card and say, I've really enjoyed meeting you around this time, and maybe we can hook up for lunch. It doesn't necessarily have to be dinner. Or you can leave a little love note and say, I'm so glad we're dating. I did that with people when I dated, and men were always, God, you took all the pressure off of me because I like you very much.
So appreciate it.
And then they appreciated it, which made them like me more, right? Yeah. Instead of the pressure. Because sometimes I didn't want to go out with them on Valentine's Day. Mm. How come a girl, if a man's dating, he's thinking I got to buy the flowers, which cost twice as much. I got to take him to a dinner, which costs 3 times as much. It's not as personal.
And I have a couple friends that say, oh, no, we don't go out on Valentine's. Besides the cost thing, they're like, it's amateur night. Yeah. Because people are so awkward. They don't know what to do. Am I supposed to hold her hand? Do I kiss her yet? It's just like, oh, why do we do this to each other?
I like to go to watch and tell stories. Like, I bet you they're like 2 months
watch
in.
People on
Joe
Valentine's
and I used to we would go out and go, they're crazy. 2 months in. You can just tell, they're awkward. They're this, they're that, But I really like to, and when I was single, I want to give some tips for that. I mean, married people but so we'll go first.
Well, no, let's save the tips. Let's save the tips because that's juicy stuff you've got.
Okay.
And actually, I wanted to start with what's a love designer, and so when we come back, I want to start there. Okay, love designer. So we're talking to the love designer Renee Piane here on Life Changes with Filippo, and we'll be back with her right after this.
Are you like many people who want to make positive changes and improvements in your life and in the world around you? Do you ever feel like there's something holding you back from achieving your true potential? Join Stefan and Shaylee Shifidel with the Tad James Company, the world's largest NLP, coaching, timeline therapy, and hypnotherapy training institute. Get ready for a life-changing experience that will give you the tools to transform your life through positive change and will help you create the future you want now. Their training programs are designed to provide you with the revolutionary knowledge, skills, and techniques necessary to effectively create long-lasting and life-changing effects. Discover more about neurolinguistic programming and timeline therapy at www.nlpcoaching.com or call 888-440-4823. That's 888-440-4823. You are listening to Life Changes with Filippo on the BBS Radio Network with our host, Filippo Voltaggio. You can hear tonight's show and all our past shows, which include luminaries such as David Wilcock, Mariel Hemingway, Giorgio Tsoukalos, Marcy Shimoff, and Shadow Stevens on our archive page at our website at lifechangeswithfilippo.com. That's Filippo, Filippo.com. Remember, you can also connect with us via Twitter and Facebook, and now in our own community at lifechangesnetwork.com, where real people come together to share real life in real time. That's lifechangesnetwork.com.
Talk about real people sharing real time. Here we are. I am Filippo with Renee Piane here, I want to say the heart healer.
Yeah.
But we'll call you the love designer, or both, or actually there are a lot of other titles we could use too. And we're here filming this in her beautiful home, and I think how appropriate, because we're sitting next to this table that's got, actually the whole hearth has pictures of her and her husband, and they're so happy, and they're a beautiful couple inside and out, and I've enjoyed spending time with both of you. So how does a love designer help people get that?
Well, all the aspects of my business, whether it's heart healing or taking people, get them dressed for love, get in the feeling of how they would want to dress or look for their lover, or physically, I do all sorts of hypnotherapy, NLP, I do heart healing sessions, and I'm an intuitive, really. And for years, I've been heart healing people since I was actually very young. And I used to hide it. It's actually in my lineage. And when people go back into their lineage, I had this gift from when I was a little girl. And so I was always taking people and saying, well, maybe we can do this and do this. And my mom would say, you're like a designer. You're like a designer. So as I was, and then I got into working with men, and I would redesign their love nest, get them all ready for women. And then I got into doing, love nest makeovers and I'm a hairdresser, makeup artist. So I thought I design not only their inside, but their outside. And each person, just like a designer would come into your home and an architect, I architect a plan for each individual person, depending on where they're at in their love life. So they could be single again, back in the game, never in love, heartbroken. So there isn't one plan, so I have to design it for them. So I say I'm a love designer.
I like it.
Do you like it?
I like it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, because I know you work with international clients.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure this out in my mind, and I'm thinking, so nowadays there's Skype.
Right.
Okay, so what do you do? It's like, okay, stand up, stand away from the camera,
Yes.
Now walk, now let me look at you, turn around. What do you do?
Well, it was amazing because I worked with this guy I was telling you about from Algeria, and he was overweight, very depressed, and actually almost suicidal. He was suicidal when he wrote to me because of the Muslim culture. They're very strict. So he was really not feeling really healthy and happy about the way that he looked. So I made him stand up in front of Skype, and he showed me his belly, and he's like, I want to get rid of this, my belly, right? And I said, well, show me all your clothes, your favorite clothes.
Seriously?
So he showed me all of his clothes.
On Skype.
I love
it.
He tried on his jeans, and I said, these are baggy butt jeans. You got to get rid of these. Women like to see curves on men like you like to see curves on women, right? So I gave him a list of all the things, and that's in my men's book, Love Mechanics, of all the things he needs for a basic wardrobe. And he went out and bought them, and I sent pictures over the internet of the things, the basics, and then the colors that he needed, and all the things that would look good with his skin, and glasses, watches, shoes, right? So he went out in 2 weekends and bought all these new clothes, and then showed them to me the following week. Those clothes are the clothes that he is now wearing with his fiance. He went from 9 months ago to now. He's now engaged. As a matter of fact, this week Her parents were flying to Algeria to meet his parents.
Oh man! In 9 months, you gave birth to a whole new relationship and a whole new man. You know, it's funny. As a man, I don't really think about things like this, but you're so good at this. The other day, you left me a message. Hi, Angel Man, and then another message. You said something else that was sweet. And then just earlier today, I was sitting on something, and you said, "Okay, you need to move your cute butt because I have to get." And I'm like, you know, these things that it's like, as a man, I'm like, I didn't really think I needed to hear that. And you're so good at it made me feel good.
Well, that's part of love,
especially coming from a beautiful woman. It's like, wow.
Well,
she noticed
people don't
butt.
compliment each other enough. You think things all the time, right? You're thinking. You'll see someone see a hat on somebody and say, wow, I love that hat. Or and women stop themselves from complimenting men because they think the man should approach first. Men love compliments. We wear all these accessories and you say, wow, you look great in purple, right? It makes me feel good all day long. All day long. Men need it even more. And I don't do it because I need it. It comes from my heart. Mm-hmm. So when people say, well, I don't know how to flirt. I don't know how to connect. I don't know what to do to meet people. Just saying something fun opens the door. Smiling and saying, God, you have beautiful eyes, because he really does. It's your truth.
Stop, I'm blushing.
Your truth to the other person's truth.
Yeah.
Heart to heart. That's really what it's all about. And people don't do that. In big cities, this guy said, I'm in Algeria, I'm a stranger, I don't know what to do. I said, start saying good morning to people and smiling.
Wow.
He looked like he was a terrorist. I mean, he was so, his face, his voice, I said, you have no joy. So I like to send people joy because I feel happy. But when people don't feel happy, their languaging in their mind about Valentine's Day, about holidays, is so negative that when they see people, they'll think a happy thought, but then they're like, oh, they're not going to want to talk to me. And they shut down. It's really sad.
You know, I remember being out one time with you, and you didn't know a stranger. I mean, everybody in the place was Renee's friend. And it wasn't one of your parties. It was somebody else's party.
It was so fun going to somebody else's party. I loved it. I loved it.
So, but it's just like you're friendly, and I don't even want to use the word flirtatious because that also has a negative connotation. But the way you just used it kind of made it sound like there's a happy medium.
Well, I call it flirting with life. Life goes like this,
nice.
Like this. So I have a flirting with life philosophy.
Nice.
Life, everywhere you go, you have a chance to connect with cool people. And I like to walk into rooms and I look for the people that are having the most fun. And then I say, who are you? You look like you're having fun. Then they get connected like, wow, I am fun. And then they start to talk to you. They open up because you already see their essence.
Interesting.
And that's what happened when I had met Filippo at a party twice, and then it was a birthday party for a mutual friend, and then he was there with Mark, and we all were singing, and I didn't really know anyone except for these two. I didn't know Mark, and it was just a natural flow of just talking about their vision, and then when I found out what you did and what you were up to, I was like, this is what I do for people's hearts, So we have a similar vision. So I believe that like attracts like as we go, and I think that singles have this mindset that this magic is going to happen. They have to be magical. They have to create that. And that's why I help them design what they're thinking, what they're saying, how they're marketing themselves. Whether it's Valentine's Day or any holiday, it's all about loving yourself and spreading the love. And so people always say, well, what are you doing? I said, I'm out spreading the love. What are you doing? Are you home?
What are
I'm out
you doing?
making magic. What are you doing? And people are
Your
like,
voice message says that.
Yeah.
I'm out making magic, so leave me a message.
Yeah, I said, I'm out making magic. What are you doing? So people always go, I thought about that after you said that. So I like to leave people feeling happy. I like to leave people's hearts open. And most people aren't into that. They're so thinking about problems or challenges. And they're out every day, and they're like, you feel like they're in a horse race, and they're only going straight forward, and they're not seeing everything that's around them.
Blinders on. I know you give advice all the time to all kinds of people. Singlesadvice.com is one of the websites where you do that in a big way. And then, of course, you write in newspapers and magazines and all that stuff. But you also, because I understand the one-on-one thing, but I've never been to one of your classes, so you actually teach as a group. How's that?
It's very powerful because I think when people are sad about holidays or whatever, they think they're the only one. So So when you're in a group setting, it helps you to see, wow, there's other people that feel the way that I do. And you can see how other people process through their sadness or a breakup or, oh my God, I'm in shock. I have to date again after I had 2 kids, and now what am I going to do? Or they're hurt. Like last night I was out at a birthday party, and what did I do? Manifested 2 guys that just got dumped by their girlfriends. Cheated. One guy got cheated on. He was a gorgeous guy. He was heartbroken. And people go through that. So when you're in a group, you feel support not only from myself with all the rituals that I offer, all the tools, so that you can get yourself out of the mindset of, wow, what just happened? Take responsibility for part of it, and then grow from the experience, and then look at the condition of your heart, right? Most people come to me with kind of damaged hearts. And by the time they leave, they have their heart in their hands going, this is my main priority. I'm taking care of this. I'm going to love myself. They're going to get clear on their vision with a group, and then everybody grows together, and then they celebrate it. It's really cool.
Wow.
They don't want to leave. My husband comes home, and there's all these women in here, and he's like, how do you get these women out of here, Because they feel the love. They feel the love. And people need mentors like you. What you're doing with your work, you're bringing on the top people to help people get their game together, whatever it is they're doing, whether it's work but love encompasses all those things. So if I take each part of their life and help them see, people go, well, I look good. I don't need a designer. I said, but your heart is broken. So you're going out, and this guy was angry last night. He came up to our table and he was kind of cranky. And I said, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Why are you so angry? And he went from being this angry guy to a little boy in 1 minute.
Because he saw that you saw him.
And I put my hand on his heart, and I said, I don't know who it was, but there's a lot of other women in this world that could love you. But if you get rid of that crust that's in there, you're going to be angry for a really long time, and that you're wasting your time.
And that doesn't serve anybody.
No.
And I'm glad you said breakup, because it reminded me of yet another element of people that are by themselves on Valentine's. Like they're not dating, so it's not even that awkward place. It's just nothing.
I know.
And you had a really good advice for that. As a matter of fact, you used to do this, and then...
I'll tell you what it is. Hey, I was single for a long time, and I didn't get married until I was in my 40s. Now everybody says I look so young and all that, and I am young. But I do have a lot of experience from working with over almost 500,000 singles of all different ages, and all of them were single. So when I was single, working at Rapid Dating and running these events, people would say, I'm so depressed, I don't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. I said, get off your butt and create a love club party. And they're like, well, what's that? And I said, I've been doing it for years. I would get all my single friends together. Somebody's got to be the leader. That's always been me. I love when other people have parties, so I don't have to plan the whole thing. But I used to gather a group, and I would say men and women, and I'd say, bring a gift and come to dinner. We would go to a place, and then we would exchange a gift to another person, and each person would say what they were looking for in their love vision, and we would all talk about it. And instead of talking about what we didn't have, we were talking about what we wanted to create, right?
Nice.
So then everybody got a gift. They had dinner. They weren't alone. And some people hooked up.
There you go.
So I was hooking people up even on Valentine's Day, and I've done it for thousands and thousands of people. So I am a matchmaker of sorts. I've had many people that come to my events and they say, I hate singles parties. I just can't stand them. But that was more of a love club for friends. So if you have a couple girlfriends, you can get together and watch, Harry Met Sally and have martinis and do a Sex in the City night, But stop complaining and do something
about it. That's not a guy thing.
Go give back to people who are less fortunate. I used to do that also on Valentine's Day. So I like giving back on days that are special. I mean, Christmas, I do a lot of things over the holidays for people. We did a toy drive this year. Get into action so you're not in a funk. Get out of your funk, even if it's just 2 friends. And get together, and I always when I was single, I bought myself something for Valentine's Day.
And you're helping yourself, and you're helping other people, not just by buying yourself things, but doing these kinds of parties and events. As a matter of fact, I'm going to a Valentine's Day party like that, and somebody said, "Oh, are you throwing a party for all the losers?"
Yeah.
And the guy who's throwing it said, "No, I'm throwing it for me."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Good for him! Yeah. This is a party I want to go to."
Yeah.
So. And then you said matchmakers, and I love this because I know that you've told people, no, I'm not going to try and match you with anybody because you need to fix your heart first, because otherwise it's just not going to work. And so that's the kind of advice that I love hearing people give other people. So anyway, we're going to get to hear more advice like that from Renee Piane here on Life Changes with Filippo right after this.
Listen to these words. He would not be beat by forces too fierce for man, woman, or beast. As the going got tougher, his courage increased. It's a little story with a big message, a message that speaks to children of all ages. It's about believing in yourself, overcoming obstacles, and never giving up. It's been called a masterpiece, one of the finest children's books ever written, and a true children's classic. Shadoe Stevens has been called Dr. Seuss for the 21st century. His big little book, The Big Galoot, is a story about bullying. Bullying has become an American epidemic, and The Big Galoot talks about it in a way that will touch the heart of a child of 4 and a grandfather of 104. It's the story of a little boy with size 42 hands, the biggest hands anyone has ever seen, and the kids laugh at him. Then the laughter turns mean. They mock him and trip him, and much worse. But throughout it all, Warren Galoot says, I'm a Galoot, but I have good luck. You can't get me down. I never give up. A second grader named Chandler said, I thought it was the best funny book I have seen in my life. And we agree. Whoopi Goldberg said, this is a great story. Bravo, Shadoe. The Big Galoot is available now as an ebook exclusively on Kindle Fire on Amazon for only $3.98. We strongly urge you to get it for your children, your children's children, or as a gift to yourself. Its message speaks to all of us. Have good luck and never give up. Go to Amazon.com and search for The Big Galoot by Shadoe Stevens.
There are self-help seminars costing thousands of dollars guaranteeing miraculous transformations. There are compelling speakers and life-changing weekend experiences where you can walk on fire. They all deliver revelations that guarantee you'll come back for the more expensive revelations filled with even greater wonder next month on Fiji. We get addicted to positive, heartfelt, expensive theater. What we really need is a jumpstart, an awakening, someone who can give us a reminder that everything we need lies within. Through inspiration and practical knowledge, Dorothy Donahue helps people get grounded and motivated, inspired and energized. It's not just words and affirmations and the power of intention. It's a mindset brought about by a tangible, transcendental experience, an audio-visual, physical, spiritual experience that helps us realize we transform ourselves. We get tools to become the conscious co-creators of lives of unlimited potential. Find out more. Go to DorothyDonahue.com.
You are listening to Life Changes with Filippo on the BBS Radio Network with your host, Filippo Voltaggio. You can visit us online via Twitter and Facebook and at lifechangeswithfilippo.com. That's Filippo, Filippo.
It is Filippo, and I have the pleasure of sitting here looking at Renee Piane. And actually, I should say Renee Piane, you could learn about her and all the things that she does at ReneePiane.com. And that's Renee, Renee, and Piane is Piane.
Only Italians get that, right? Only Italians. It's so nice. You know, they must love that you're Italian. You're so passionate about everything. That's what I think. You have that passion that I love so much.
I'm trying so hard not to use my hands here because
you can touch
she's like,
me if you want. Hey, I'm Italian. We're gonna wave our hands, you know. Now I go in on TV a lot, and they're like, okay, you know, cut the hands out, you know.
So that's why I'm trying not to. But she's starting to bring it out of me, and I'm like, what are you doing over here? So, you know, before we went to break, I mentioned the fact that you told people, no, I'm not going to match you. I mean, people pay a lot of money to get matched, and they want to give you that money. You're like, no, I'm not going to match you until you heal your heart or until, you know, it's like, what you have the columnist to do that.
It's
like,
really hard. Like, I just recently did start doing personal matchmaking for select clients, but if people come to me, when I worked for all the matchmakers, they used to send the clients to me to do an assessment of their heart, right? And I would say, you shouldn't sign this person up. This guy showed up, he just got dumped, he's been married for 10 years, he needs some tune-up. He needs a tune-up, right? So that's why I call my man's book Love Mechanics, because it's a tune-up for men. And it's all about looking at their energy, how they're marketing themselves. And we women have thousands of books that will decipher in 5 seconds whether a guy's husband material, and the guy will get cut off at the knees, right? Guys don't learn. Men need to step up and get somebody to teach them the real deal from the female perspective. And that's really what I was known for originally. And then I got to do a show called Men Across America, and I interviewed men all across the country. Women, men don't learn Prince training until they come to
Prince training.
They don't have Prince training. That's what I call it.
Oh,
we want a Prince,
grow
right?
up thinking that that's the way it's supposed to be. Talk about expectations.
Hello.
Oh my God, they're watching Disney after movie of the prince and the princess and the. Give me
You need to get real.
Right, get real. No, I'm glad you said that because I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Go ahead and say it. Freak it out.
Get real about love. I mean, it's one of the phrases that I love that you say. It's like, get real about love. And so I wasn't going to say it because I know that the book is going to be that, but you said it, so.
I said it. Well, it's interesting because as I was teaching my Get Ready for Love class, which is happening now, and it happens all the time, so you can check it out on my site if you want to get ready, but in the classes, all my clients were like, well, you know what you are? You made me get real. You made me get real. I changed the name and the whole contents of my book based on them saying, they could hear my voice, in their head saying, get real, Barbara. Get real, Steve. Get real, because I help them look at themselves. It's all about doing the inner reflection. And Life Change Network is about changing, right? If you want to change, you got to get real. And then I guide them through a process to look at every part of their life so that it's all in synergy, so that when they meet somebody, they're a magnetic force rather than a hurt person who's really feeling down. Their wife's taking him to the cleaners. When I met my husband, he was going through a divorce. And I said, we need to get real. I'm, my age, I'm a big girl, you're a big boy. Let's try this out. But we need to get real. And I wanted to look at all the parts of his life. I said, I want to show you my life. I'm here to spread love. Do you want to sign up for the job? And he goes, wow, you're really making me get real about this. I said, I don't feel like having a lover without understanding who you are. People open up. They're hurt. They open up because they want to numb the pain. And then they do the cycle again and again and again. And they're not being realistic. So I slow people down to look at their lives and get real. And I make them take their heart into their own hands. And it's powerful stuff.
So powerful, you choked me up.
But I'm telling you, it's everything. I studied world religions. I've studied all metaphysics for 24 years. But the best part of it was watching people date of all cultures in LA, right, and around the world, the people that I work with around the world. And I see these patterns, right? And I'm like, oh, my God. It's not only here. It's all over the world. So now people from around the world, when they hear me talk, they're like, I want to talk to her. They call me, and I'm like, wow. So it's going to go international. I really think that the whole world really wants love. That's what everybody ideally wants. I don't care.
And all we need
if
is
you're
love.
straight, gay, it doesn't matter. It's just everybody needs to get real.
And talk about getting real, and talk about patterns. I love it. Like she was telling this one client, go deeper.
Yeah.
Go deeper.
Yeah.
Because he was do we say it? I mean,
Yeah.
he was dating, like what? You say it, I don't want to say it.
But dating for women?
He was dating, he was looking for love in a shallow way.
Well, there's a lot of people that do that. And you know what? If you're going to be I call it in my book a low pressure person where you just want to date multiple people, just be honest. So that's what Get Real is about. You can be polygamous. You can do whatever you want. I don't have any judgment if you want to sleep around and do, but get real with the other person so they know their options. What happens is people have expectations, and women sometimes get involved quickly because the man's saying, I'm looking for a lifetime partner online at Match.com. That doesn't mean he's picking you.
Yeah.
He's looking for that.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, he's going to have fun. So you have 2 martinis, you drop your panties, and then you think he's going to marry you. Get real. Wake up. Don't do it before you talk about it. And I'm not saying pressure anyone. Just talk about who you are. Well, that doesn't work for me. And let the person, man or female, energy, say, well, that works for me. And I have so many tips about that, but people rush into it. And I used to do that. I used to do that when I was younger, and I got hurt a lot. And the walls get built up so thick, you can't trust anyone.
Yeah.
You don't want to trust anyone. So you have to get real with yourself first. What's blocking you? How come you created the pattern of doing the same thing? I bet you every person out there is going, oh my God, I've done that.
Yeah, my blood's starting to boil. Just
I used to date bad boys. I used to date men that were unavailable when I was younger, and I had an issue about that, and I went through all this training to unwind it, and now I'm teaching the exact step-by-step process that I took myself through. Now I'm in a happy marriage. I've been with my husband 10 years, and he did a lot of work on himself. So we were both working on our hearts at the same time. And then I did all these rituals to pull it in. It's magic. It's magic.
And you have one of these relationships that when you look at them, actually, I'm not a big fan of very many couples.
Yeah.
I like people, but the fact is like, I don't get why you're together.
Yeah.
But the two of you, the first time I saw you both together, because I met you first separate, but then I saw you both together, I'm like, wow, I want to have that.
Yeah.
Right? And
that's so funny. You would say that. When I teach all these rituals. I was writing letters. I was doing a lot of manifestation. I actually have a vision journal, and I teach vision board classes. And in my original vision board journal, I should have brought it down. Maybe I can take a shot of it. There's a picture of a man that looks like my husband. Everything that I have, even in this home, my paintings, my car, my dog, everything I visualize, and even this work to go international. And when I used to say, I want love. And this is important. You need to think, what is your mantra? I want the kind of love that when people see me with my husband, they say, I want that. And he just said that, and I've never told you that.
No, you never told me that.
I used to say, I want the kind of love, because I see couples, right? And I go, wow, look at that. They're like a force walking in a room, right? And I go, I want that. So I used to interview them. I would go up to people, I'm like, I want to know how you and your husband have that. And I would sit with them, right? And I just ran into a couple, I have goosebumps. I sat with a couple just recently, and he met Joe, and he had come, I was at his sister's wedding, and when I met him, I walked up to him, I said, you are the kind of man that I'm looking for. And then I asked his wife how they did it, and I ran into them the other night, and I brought Joe and Buddy, my dog, and he goes, Renee, this is unbelievable. And they hit it off right away, right? And he goes, he reminds me of me. And I said, well, I told you I was looking for a man like you, because he's a dynamic man, he's very positive. And I knew who I was. And people out there, you need to know your heart. You need to know yourself and your value and who and what you have to offer in a love relationship. And then I wanted to create a couple where we go out and change the world. And that's why I love what you do.
Kind of like that.
He's here.
I'm holding up a picture that just happens to be sitting right next to us. And actually...
it's my goddess wedding. I had a goddess wedding.
Doesn't just happen to be sitting here. It's everywhere. Actually. And you also have pictures of you and your family and your friends and all that, which is really beautiful, but a lot of pictures of you guys smiling together, and I mean, it's a really beautiful thing. So if you want that, call Renee Piane.
Call me on Facebook, connect with me on Facebook or Twitter or all that.
Yeah, so tell them how. Your website,
my website is
ReneePiane.
ReneePiane.com. I'm redesigning everything right now, and I want to say something. I've had some really big wake-up calls this last year. People are like, why isn't your book out on Valentine's Day? I almost died this year. Life was like this. I had an aneurysm in my artery, and it almost took me out, okay? Life can go in a minute. You got to get stuck. This is the moment right now to take your heart in your hands and do something and get real with it. And each and every moment that I had, when this came along, my hands stopped working, right? And I was like, wow, why? The reason was it stopped me so that I could really reflect on what I wanted to do this year. And if it takes another 5 years, and now these deals from all over the world are coming in, and people want me to go all over because I had time to think about the most important things. The person you pick as your partner in your life is the most important decision you'll ever make. Do not rush. Really do the inner work. And I'm telling you, these classes, I've been to so many weddings. I just went to a big wedding of a girl who said, I will probably never find a husband. And I said, she was 56, and she said, I don't think it's in the cards for me. And she's now moving in with a guy in Hawaii. She goes, I want to live in Hawaii and here. She met a man that lives in Hawaii, and she created her vision. I have hundreds and hundreds of these love stories, and actually Muhammad stories on my radio show. So go to Facebook, check me out. I'm here to spread love to you. If you're really ready and want to get real, call me. You know?
You know she's serious when the hand starts
Hey!
going.
And I might even cook for you if you come, right?
Those on radio can't see it, but she's got her finger going, and she's pointing, and her hand's going, and she means business.
Well, it's just life goes like this, and people don't realize, like 1 minute, there's a girl I just met at my arm therapy who she's been sleeping with bad boys her whole life, and we were talking, and she said, oh my God, I broke my wrist and I couldn't work. She goes, I've had all this time to think about what I want to do. And she goes, I realized I really screwed up. And I said, well, call me, get real. Your arm got broken so you could have time. But most people that I find they go, I'm too busy. Well, guess what? Take time for love. That's what you need to do. You need to get real and take some time to reflect. Valentine's Day is the day to get you started. It's not just New Year's. It's your birthday. It's Christmas, New Year's. People in the love business are barraged between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. But love is every day, and it should be celebrated. And my husband and I celebrate life every single day. And it's just been last year was a tough year. He got hit by a car and almost got killed, and then I had this happen. So every day we're like, thank you, God, for our life. And we're going to go spread more love. And that's what we do. Every morning I say, let's get up and spread the love, baby. And we do, and that's what we're doing. So.
Well.
And I love Filippo, and I love what this life-changing network is doing. It is life-changing, and I feel like I'm life-changing. Because I did it to my life, and even my own father. He was 82. He's dating 4 women now. My mom died, and he was sad. And he's back in the game. My daddy. You met him, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's a character.
Well, we have like a minute and a half left, and we promised we would give Valentine tips, and if you didn't hear them, they're all over this show.
Yeah.
You just have to listen from the beginning to the end again, and probably again, and get them into your heart. But there is one thing that I kind of want to share, and it's like at the beginning of the show, I shared how this man had done this journal for this woman. And didn't you love that? And so I'd like to share, if it's not too personal, because I know you shared it with me, but if it's not too personal, just like a minute of what you did for Joe on Valentine's.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Well, I mean, I made him stay upstairs, and I decorated the whole house. I had little hearts everywhere, and then he was in his office, so I took him into the bath, and I gave him a bath, actually, and I bought him these really cute little boxer shorts, and then I had on this whole Valentine's getup. I actually have pictures of it, and I created this downstairs dining room into this, like, romantic evening, and I made him all of his favorite foods, and it was just and put rose petals in the bed and everything, so I just create those spaces, not only on Valentine's Day, I do it all the time.
But you did it for him as opposed to what is he going to do for me on Valentine's?
It was all about me spoiling him. He's very, very loving all the time. And I feel like I always say every day's Christmas, every day's my birthday.
I say that too.
Every day.
I love it.
I celebrate all the time. And, you go through ebbs and flows in marriage, and it's fun to spice it up just with fun little things. We have all sorts of rituals, but they're going to have to call me to find out.
Yeah, or hopefully another show.
Well,
thank you for celebrating today with us. It's always a celebration with you, indeed, no matter what.
Take your heart into your own hands and have a fabulous Valentine's Day. Go connect with people that you love and tell people you love them. Even I used to buy those little cheapy Valentines from kids with little Cinderellas on them and send them to all my friends. And they're like, this is so queer. But it made them happy. It makes them happy.
And they probably still have it,
They still have them. They still have
them. And luckily, I'll get to have you as a friend forever, and I'm so glad, and we'll get to share more tips on another show or something else or another episode.
There's so much more to share, and it's just
all
about...
so much love to share.
Thank you. You're full of love. That's why I love him. As soon as I met him, that was it. It's like one of those magic people, and this is a magical show, so thank you.
And thank you for sharing the magic. Renee Piane, everyone. We'll be right back with our producer's wrap right after this.
Are you achieving your highest potential? Do you know what that looks like? Louise Ashby Life Coaching makes it a mission to bring balance and abundance to every area of your life, giving you the opportunity to do and be all that you've dreamed. Anything is possible if you just believe. Contact author and motivational speaker Louise Ashby for your complimentary session and see if her individualized style is for you. You can email Louise at louiseashby louiseashby.org. That's LOUISEASHBY.org, or telephone 323-592-3181. That's Louise at louiseashby.org, or telephone 323-592-3181. Life Changes with Filippo is a premier radio show presented by Life Changes Network, which is a company whose team has dedicated their lives not only to positive change, but to helping others observe and embrace, honor, and even celebrate their own changes, thus enabling a more positive, inspired life and helping to create a more positive and inspired world. From everyday people to corporate giants, celebrities, and children, we are here to help and to serve. With heart and experience, we bring our message and positive intent into your home or corporate office, and even through appearances on your favorite shows. If you wish to learn more about Life Changes life coaching and a private consultation with one of us, corporate event appearances, or if you would like us to appear on your radio or TV shows, visit lifechangeswithfilippo.com and click on our representation page.
Well, you've been listening to Renee Piane here on Life Changes with Filippo, the love designer. And this is our producer shop with Mark Lejour. And Mark, it was a great interview. I learned a lot. I'll just never forget, you drink 2 martinis and drop your pants. I'll just never forget that line. I don't know why. Of all the wonderful things she said,
That's what you got out.
Close to my heart. She's back there going, "Oh, you!"
All those tips, and that's what you walk away with.
So there you go. Thank you, Renee, for that one.
What a perfect guest to have Renee on. This show is really about what happens after change, right? It's about getting real. It's about authenticity, and I was thinking and listening to your conversation, and you hear so many people that are so disconnected from various aspects of their life. They're not happy with their work. They're not happy with their partner. They're not happy. They're not doing what makes their heart sing, right? Yes. And ultimately, I like to say all roads lead to love. And if you're not in that passionate place in all aspects of your life, you're not tapping into love, period, right? And that's what we're really about, is reconnecting to that. We've been so programmed in the mind, and leave your emotions at home, and don't bring love to work, and that's, when it's the other way around. We're here to love and relate first.
And the holidays have become, here, this is my love, or this is how much I love you, that I've given you this. And
which brings judgment.
Yeah, and it doesn't, whatever that this is, doesn't hold love. So you put it here, or you put it here, or here, or whatever, and it's like, and we're used to thinking this is, oh, my husband loves me, look, he gave me this. And it's like, and then...
Well, that's projection, and which is also goes back to the way we actually meet people. And, you look at the overuse of makeup and the overdressing, and people becoming, I'm going to dress like her, I'm going to dress like him, and then they meet, and then later they're like, I don't know why they don't like me. And, they change their makeup, they change their hair, they get back to being real, and suddenly it's not the person they met.
I think I told this story last Valentine's, but I don't care. I love the story about, really quickly, I'm actually related to somebody who broke up with somebody because somebody didn't buy her a diamond anything on Valentine's Day, but bought it the day after because he wanted to buy it at half price. And I'm like, are you nuts? I mean, maybe the guy's saving up for a house, like when you guys get married. I don't care. It was Valentine's Day, and he didn't give it to me, and now he gave it to me. I don't want it anymore.
It's like the girl's best friend for half price.
Oh my God. Yeah, a girl's best friend.
So, it's commercials. The way it's
He
commercialized.
bought a bigger diamond because he bought it the day after. It's like, but it wasn't Valentine's Day.
We project on
How
these days.
crazy is
rather
that?
than
Renee's
what
going
Renee
like this
said,
in the background. I see her.
every day like it's a holiday, right?
But dump her, right?
Get real.
Yeah, get real. I'm sorry, I totally missed what you were saying. In the corner of my eye, I'm seeing Renee do this, and she's like, she can't stop.
No, I was just saying that it's commercialized. We're disconnected from those aspects because it's the programming that they see, and then it goes back to what Renee was saying, which is what I was mentioning, is the idea of living every day like a holiday. And therefore, then there's no disappointment. You're not expecting something. You're happy all day long because today's a holiday, tomorrow's a holiday, next day's a holiday. You wake up and it's Christmas every day. That's good.
Yeah, then you're a kid.
Then you're a kid.
Yeah. You know, I've heard about when people die, and I've read books, and that they don't say, "I wish I had worked an extra day," or "My company was bigger," or whatever. They say, "I wish I had spent more time with." But I wonder if when some women die, if they say, "I wish I had another diamond or more diamond." I don't want to pick on diamonds. They're fine, I guess. I'm just saying, Renee, do any women say that? I wish I had one more diamond. No, they don't. Okay, well, they're just. I wish I'd gotten a bigger diamond and 3 Valentines.
I wish I had more stuff before I moved on.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
This Valentine's really do give the gift of love.
Wow.
Hey.
Get real.
You should write that in a card. Then you can give the card with a nice big gift.
That's a good idea.
Just kidding. So here it is. Our show's on Monday, but our Valentine's Day is still a couple days away. So I love this, that it'll give people, and not just for this year, but forever, that people listen to it. It'll give them something to really think about, something that they could really sink their teeth in and say, how can I do it different? How can I do it better? How can I get
the different and better? What I really take away from what Renee said, the different and better was the example of their relationship, her and her husband.
Yeah.
The opening up first. It's the opposite of what I was just talking about. Mm-hmm. They went as real as you can be. Here's everything about me. Here's why I'm here. Here's what I'm here to do. And like she said, do you want to sign up? Are you on board?
Yeah.
You're either on the bus or under.
And here's what I've done. Did you tell them what you've done? Here's what I've done. She's like, what do you mean?
I understand that.
Oh man, are we having fun or what? Well, we just had a life-changing blast is what we had.
We did. We got real.
We got real with love.
With love.
And we got real with Renee Piane. And I have to spell her name again just because I like it. And I like spelling it. But also that's where you can find her much more easy on Facebook and all over the internet. And at her website, which happens to be reneepiane.com. So ReneePiane.com. So with that, we wish you all a real happy Valentine's Day from all of us here at Life Changes, and we thank you for listening in and watching in on this really special Valentine's Day show. I am Filippo Voltaggio saying, remember, as life changes, we're here for you. Ciao, everyone.
You have been listening to Life Changes with Filippo with the Master of Change, Filippo Voltaggio. Listen live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the BBS Radio Network and visit us online at lifechangeswithfilippo.com. That's Filippo, Filippo. Today's show has been made possible in part by our sponsors, Ionways Water Systems, Change Your Water, Change Your Life, and Love and Miracles with Dorothy Lee Donahue. To learn more about them, visit the sponsor page of our website. Once again, join us here next week as we consciously explore and embrace the only constant, life changes.